So if you've been looking at cars to buy new or used for the last year or two, you found that, first of all, there's a lot of inventory shortages and the prices are high. People have been waiting for a long time for prices to come down and thinking that maybe that interest rates are higher or that there's a recession happening that prices might come down. Well, according to Barron's and many other sources, and we've talked about this before, inventories are coming up. There is more availability of vehicles, but there's not going to be any price reductions, especially on new cars. Why is that? Doesn't supply and demand kick in and make prices go down? And will used cars follow? Well, let's take a look at 4 reasons why new car prices are not going to come down really anytime soon or really ever. The price point we're at now is going to be permanent and it's kind of ratcheted up. There may not be as many dealer markups, but there will not be any discounts from MSRP going forward. Here's why. First, there's still big demand. Even though the prices are higher, in fact, people are paying $1,000 a month for car payments because of interest rates and prices, there's still a very big demand for new vehicles. So it's not that there's a lot of inventory glut where dealerships can't get rid of cars. So there's still a big demand. So that's going to keep prices high. The second thing is manufacturers and dealers are getting used to be able to make profit with lower volume. It used to be that dealers scrambled for every last sale, selling 300, 400, 500 cars a month to try to pay all their bills and have a profit for their dealership. And manufacturers strove to sell 12 or 14 million cars a year for the U.S. market. Well, now they've learned how to make money selling less cars. You have a little more margin, you do less advertising, you have less overhead, you have less interest on your inventory, and you can make money selling less cars, and it's less work. If you only have to sell 100 cars a month, that's a few a day. If you have to sell 500 cars a month, well, now you have to sell 10, 15 cars a day. It's a lot harder of a scramble to sell high volume vehicles. So dealers and manufacturers are both learning, gee, we don't have to sell as many cars. We just don't have to discount them as much. Put a fixed price on them, MSRP, and sell it for that, and we'll make money. The other thing is manufacturers are not, this is number 3, putting a lot of money into creating new inventory. Here's why. Within the next 4 to 5 or 6 years, there's going to be a huge switch to electric vehicles. Many states are making it illegal to sell gas-powered vehicles in their states. California, New York, Washington State are 3 big examples of states that said, look, after 2028 and 2030, you can't sell gas vehicles. So manufacturers are not going to be putting money into R&D and production of newer model vehicles. Lead times on coming out with a new model is 3 to 4 years. So whatever models are being made right now, that's going to be it for gasoline vehicles. So why put a lot of investment into new vehicles if you're going to have to just come out with electric vehicles anyways? Here's reason number 4. This is a big deal. The cost of producing a vehicle is much higher. And you might think, well, isn't that supply chain inflation? That's part of it. That's a big part of it. Still getting sheet metal, engines, manufactured goods, components is all higher, right? Inflation doesn't just affect you at the gas pump or at the grocery store. It affects the car manufacturer in their production plant. But more than that, they're having trouble getting workers. Getting employees to build these vehicles is harder and you have to pay more. The cost of manufacturing a vehicle has gone way up. Now, in order to get a halfway decent vehicle of any substantial kind of, not even luxury, but just a nice vehicle, it's going to be $40,000, $45,000. The days of a $20,000 or $30,000 vehicle are over. There's still a few that are in that range, but they're very limited models, stripped out vehicles. You're going to be spending 40 grand, 45,000 anyways to get a decent car in most manufacturers. That's going to put you at a payment of $800 or $900 a month, right? So people are getting used to that. A large percentage of car buyers are now paying over $1,000 a month for their car payment. The fact that now that's been baked into the system, dealerships and manufacturers can be more comfortable with presenting that payment to customers. So prices aren't going to come down on new vehicles anytime soon. Also, there won't be huge discounts on new vehicles. There won't be $2,000 rebates or $2,000 dealer discounts or other large opportunities for reductions in price. So new vehicles are going to be pegged where they are. It's not going to come down. Now, used vehicles is a different story. If there's a big glut of used cars coming into the market, that might lower them, but they might not be cars you want. If they're 60 or 70,000 mile cars, they're out of warranty, you might not want that car. Because as manufacturers are now building cars that they know are going to be replaced in 3 or 4 years with EVs, why build them where they're going to last a long time? Why put the same amount of reliability into a car that you know you don't have to really warranty, because people aren't going to be looking for a replacement for that car in 4 or 5 years. They're going to want an EV or have to buy an EV. So new vehicle prices are where they are. They're not going to come down. Expect to pay $800-900 a month for a car payment. If you really are looking for a bargain, look at maybe a late model used that you can keep for 3 or 4 years until you get forced into an electric vehicle.